Hi friends and fellow Earth Angels, it's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will start by covering August 22nd through the 28th, or whenever you're guided to watch, as I always intend these to be timeless readings, meaning whenever this video shows up in your feed, that is the time that the messages are meant for you, even if you've already seen it. Sometimes these videos circle around again. So welcome. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you so much for being here. We have a busy week, lots of energy. We have the full moon in Aquarius. It's the second full moon in Aquarius that we're having. We just are experiencing Uranus retrograde. Uranus just went retrograde, which joins 4 other planets. So I believe there's 5 total that are retrograde right now. On top of Chiron is also retrograde. So there's an intensity of an energy. So for me, I almost feel like that tidal wave energy of like stuff coming deep down, up and out. So maybe you're experiencing that with all these retrogrades. So one of the messages that I've been getting lately that I want to share with you is practicing grace and forgiveness and creating space and pause to kind of reflect upon what is going on in your life with a sense of curiosity and a sense of observation, right? So I'm also getting a lot of messages for myself and clients lately about really leaning into your intuition and what feels right in your physical body. So I'm feeling when I connect with the when I connect with the Earth Angel energy, I'm feeling like physical ailments. Maybe it's just like annoyances. Maybe it's just, maybe there's pressure in the head. Maybe there's some allergies. Maybe there's some skin flare-ups. Maybe there's some aches and pains. Maybe there's some emotional stuff coming up. Maybe there's working through some mental stuff. And then also too spiritual. So I just feel like this is a time to dig deep and clear out kind of like bottom of the barrel stuff with patience and love and compassion and observation and curiosity. So that's my message for my intro. So the cards I'll be using this week is the Keepers of the Light. I will be pulling a guide for the week with this deck. And then the messages of healing will come from Whispers of the Ocean. And your action steps this week will come from Nature's Whispers. What you're being gifted with will come from numerology guidance cards. And finally, since we are now in the Aquarius full moon, I will be pulling an overall message from Moonology. I do intend to do a full moon in Aquarius pick a card reading. We're also here in southern New England expecting a hurricane. So depending on how it shifts, we may lose power here. So I don't really know if we lose power, what will, when that will be restored and stuff. So I intend to do a reading, but the divine always has other plans. So know that should be coming. And pray for us here in southern New England for, this hurricane to lessen the impact and speed up the recovery process. So I believe it's Hurricane Henry, or if you want to be fancy, Hurricane Henri is coming our way. So hopefully I won't have any challenges uploading this video, and you'll all be able to enjoy it Sunday morning if you watch it Sundays, whenever you drops into your feed. All right, well, anyway, so let's start here. Let me open up space, inviting in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that would like to assist with this guidance for you this week. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for your best and highest good, and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right. I need to connect my heart to the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. And let's begin. All right, Keepers of the Light. What guide wants to come out to support the Earth Angels this week? I'm hearing a plane going over. All right, let's go with this. Coming in for a landing. The planes that go over are not taking off. They're coming in for a landing. So we have Odin, Psychic Insight. Yeah, I was just getting that feeling of dropping down into your body, connecting with your intuition, what feels right to you. Odin's message is your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. This is so perfect in alignment of what we talked about. Listen, there's a lot of energy that's shifting. Like I said, the energy can feel murky with the mass amounts of retrograde energy that we're experiencing right now. I want to check in with Odin here and just give you some insight on his energy. So Odin is the Norse all-father god who is revered to the present day. He is a powerful, all-seeing, all-knowing god. His twin flame is Freya, and like her, he was a raven totem. Now, I'm not even kidding, friends. Freya has been weaving into my life for weeks now. I've been seeing her name coming up everywhere, so it almost feels a little personal with Odin coming in. Freya, which I also want to share with you because she is coming up in this reading for you, is the Norse goddess of beauty, fertility, intuition, beauty, love. She's also with the energy of love as well, working with the Venus energy. So the story, let me say, I'm not going to get into the story here. So his message for you is you're being encouraged to look beyond what your physical eyes are showing you. Look within and follow your intuition or your psychic visions. You may want to plan ahead at this time. It's important to keep your mind and energy focused on the best possible outcome. There will be signs and symbols from the light to tell you that you are on the right path. Be aware of winged beings gracing your path, as a wink from Odin and the light keepers to say that they are honoring your work. So a client of mine, we were just talking about this and how birds have been prevalent in our lives. So maybe you're experiencing different kinds of birds. For me, I usually see the crows, but it could be cardinals, it could be blue jays, it could be the hawk, the eagle, the osprey, winged animals in any way. It could be turkeys, right? It could be pigeons, seagulls. So just be mindful. And this energy is like taking flight. So here's the thing, with that stormy, tsunami, let's say retrograde energy that I'm feeling, it's almost interesting because I feel very calm. Usually that energy can be unsettling, and we can definitely get caught up in the fear, but I feel like so many of you are like over it, like over the fear, really now grounding and planting yourself and saying like, okay, here comes maybe the storm of emotions, or okay, here comes this situation to be challenged, and here comes an opportunity to problem solve. It's like, I almost feel like this is validation to you that you've really, I'm seeing the word like surmounted, or you've overcome a lot of your past, and now you're moving forward in an empowered way. So I'm feeling like an abundance of energy where Odin is coming in to gift you with blessings, gift you with psychic insight. So, and you're going to feel these feelings like they're going to feel similar to you, right? And you're going to be able to navigate. And I'm also seeing the energy of decision making, maybe opportunity opportunities are coming for you this week or in the weeks to come. Maybe you're really going to have to check in, especially if you have resistance from family members, if you have resistance from loved ones or friends. And maybe there's so many of you Earth Angels that I know that I've worked personally with that march to the beat of your own drum. You're on your own island, living your life, having experiences, and really, I say it so often, Earth Angels are such powerful leaders, but because you're marching to the beat of your own drum and you're doing things in your own ways, it's going to feel the insecurities and am I doing the right thing is going to come up. It's going to surface because you really don't have a lot to compare it to. Remember, we're in really new high vibrating energies, and there's so many of you that are embarking on these experiences that haven't been done before, or you're getting these insights and this intuition, and the fears are coming up, like how am I gonna get here, and how am I gonna move forward from here, and how is everything gonna work out? And I feel like Odin is saying, like, just follow the leads one step at a time. So sometimes when we take action, it doesn't always mean that it's gonna lead you to the end result that you want, right? To the end of the road. One thing leads to another. So I would love for you to be mindful about asking yourself through the experiences you're having, what am I learning from this? Right? Being able to sit in pause and stillness and rest and surrendering those fears and being comfortable in nothingness. Like, just because you're not taking action, working towards a goal or the finish line, it doesn't mean nothing's happening, right? And so being able to sit in stillness and pause and surrendering those fears and being in a restful state, that's where activity can happen the most. That's where it's like you get in touch with your internal compass. And again, you might be guided off the path that you're on, but it could be a shortcut. You could be led to a situation where you have support in a way. And the divine is reminding you that it's always free will. There is no right way or wrong way. Everything is about experience. And this is why I believe forgiveness and grace is so important. Saying, oops, that didn't work out, or here I am doing it again. And again, this is definitely something that I work on my own journey as well. So, we're kind of all in it together, even though a lot of times we feel like we're kind of alone on our paths. You are paving your own path. You're ahead of the pack, let's say. And so Odin is reminding you that you're connected. And like I said, if you're working with the goddess energy and the pair, right? If you're working with the masculine and feminine energy, also to incorporate Freya in it. I mean, this just kind of blows my mind that here she is again. I literally walked into a metaphysical shop and they only had 2 statues and one was Freya. And so these odd things just keep happening in the way she shows up. I've also been watching the originals. I don't know if any of you are into like the Vampire Diaries or anything like that, but I've been watching the originals lately, and one of the characters' name is Freya. So again, all these experiences keep showing up with this goddess, and so I really want to gift her to you as well. And she's also the angel. Not angel. She's also the goddess that helps us with time and time management. So, she helps us. Her saying in the Divine Feminine Oracle is, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. So there's also this message here that I feel like I want to gift you with. How are you utilizing your time? Sometimes me utilizing the time of watching the originals is really great because it gives me just some downtime, and really it's fun, and it reminds me of how fun it is to be on this planet and to be human and like get into a TV show. Other times I know I'm escaping into it and I'm, ignoring things that I need to pay attention to, and I shut it off. So, everything in moderation can be a fun thing, a beautiful thing. So know that Freya is reminding you of just checking in to see where you're utilizing your time, and are you saying yes to the things that you want to say yes to, and are you saying no to the things that you really want to say no to? Or are you in the reverse, right? It's always kind of like a backwards mirror sometimes. Are you saying yes to the things you want to say no to? Or are you saying no to the things you want to say yes to? So go back and rewind that, but just check in and make sure that you're moving forward under inspiration, right? And that's where your heart compass will lead you in the right direction. All right, so let me ask Odin. Okay, psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. Odin, what message of healing do you have for the Earth Angels this week? What message of healing do you have this week? Okay, I'm just going to go with this one. I saw it. I went to put it back. It still stayed out, so I'm going to keep it. Let's see here. Inner desires. Wow, it's card number 7 too. 7 for me is, and this is just something that I'm connected with. There's no law or science behind it, or nothing set in stone. But for me, I connect the number 7 with the divine feminine essence. I also connect it with womb energy and going in the abyss. So I almost feel like this is also connected to intuition. It's also connected to going in, psychic insight. So the message here says, set some intentions. You are entering a phase of plenty or may have a sudden windfall. Goals are within your grasp. So you're closer than you know. And so being able to check in, and for me, I want to say with this and this energy that I'm connecting with is like, how are you feeling? That phrase that I use, like when you're experiencing things of laughter, play, adventure, fun, freedom, joy, harmony, bliss, inner peace. If you're feeling that energy, really kind of anchor it down, right down into your root chakra, right down to your feet chakras, all the way down to your core diamond at the center of the earth, or your crystal or diamond at the center of the earth, really grounding that energy already down. And it requires that time, like, wow, I feel really good, I feel really excited, I feel really adventurous or playful or silly, and being able to sit and pause in that and really savor it for a moment, right? That's part of you recognizing, wow, your inner desires, even if your inner desires are connected to the material, right? I love the material world. I mean, I'm not a slave to it, let's say, or I'm not connected in a way where there's dysfunction, but I love the material world. I love to play with things and experiences and have adventures in the material world. So your inner desires don't necessarily have to be connected to spiritual. So I feel like the feelings are great, but also too, how do you want to move forward? Do you want to feel successful? Do you want to feel like you're making an impact in the world? Do you want to feel like you're contributing to society in some way? And this is where you get to pause in stillness, even if you don't know what your inner desires are, right? Odin is saying that your intuition is hot right now, right? So being able to sit and asking that inquiry question, how may I make an impact in the world? How may I show up with and contribute to the love that the world needs, and being able to sit in stillness, and you'll be amazed at what comes up. And it may be, things that are different, or maybe things that, might not be available. You might have that eye of like, man, the world needs more of this, or nobody's doing anything with this experience or this topic, or this loophole or whatever. So I feel like the gods and the goddesses are really working on those seeds that have been implanted right in you and helping them grow. So maybe this week is a week for you to get in touch with your inner desires, because there's such massive retrograde energy. I always see retrograde energy as like the slingshot, right? It's like the pullback, and really kind of like that's the dance of the divine, is like the tension builds, like we're being pulled back. And then your role is to really focus your attention on your target and the direction that you want to go in. And then that slingshot energy releases, and you move forward in the directions of your dreams and inner desires. That's why I feel like this message is connected to your feelings, right? More of this or something even better. So maybe somebody comes into your life and offers you assistance or a kind word, or maybe somebody offers you some guidance and really saying, wow, I really love that support. I'm worthy and deserving of that. More of this in my life or something even better. And this is how you become empowered and healthy and strong in your individuality, right, as a spiritual being on this planet. So let me see here. Odin, what action steps? Okay, that being said, what action steps? Where can the Earth Angels focus their energy this week to put some energy into movement? What action steps can they take this week to support their healing, their journey, their growth, their expansion? Here we go. Oh. I'm a little stunned. I don't know why I'm stunned. This is what's so funny, friends. You know, I've been doing this for 14 years. And I have many, many, many of these experiences. And every time they happen, it still takes my breath away. It still catches me. I think that's my favorite thing about the universe and the divine. They're so fun and they never cease to amaze me. So here we have intuition, right? Wow, this is so wild this week. I love it. It's card number 36, which equals 9. 9 is a number of completion. It's a number of endings. So maybe with this retrograde energy, like I was saying earlier, like maybe you just have some fears that just are resurfacing and you're like, yeah, I'm done with this. I'm over this. I've been here before. I'm breaking the cycle, right? And so being able to go into that review in non-action this week. It almost feels like your action is to really get in touch with your intuition. What's funny too is I just had a colleague of mine message me and she asked me if I have any courses or if I'm doing anything online, any online classes to assist people with how to get in touch with their intuition, right? So, I mean, of course, I've taught classes and trainings in the past, but I haven't done anything online yet. So she sparked my inspiration. And so, but also to understand that you were born with innate intuition. You have a connection to the divine that will never cease, right? So any courses or any classes you're taking are really a reminder to you and may offer different techniques or ways for you to connect. But I also feel too that if you're not feeling connected to your intuition, it's not that your intuition is broken or you're doing it wrong. That's part of the journey, is learning the code and the language, and it's kind of like the alphabet, right? So, you know, the beauty of my spiritual journey and being able to work with clients and being able to have experiences spiritually, the experiences that I've had spiritually that I've had, the fun has been in the ways that I have grown in strength in my relationship with the divine, in our soul journey, like just me and the divine. Like I have so many experiences here in my apartment alone by myself with my dog, and I love every single second of it, right? And so I was feeling a confidence, worth, and value and self-esteem message earlier, but I kind of got off and forgot about it. So it's coming back again, like, you know, being able to connect with and create stillness and pause in your life. That's where you rediscover this force, this energy, this vibration, this whisper, this soft voice, this guidance that's been there for so long. And really, you know, friends, your intuition doesn't doesn't necessarily speak in chaos and drama and disorder and disarray. So your responsibility is to create space for that voice, that still small voice, to speak from within. So maybe this is a message for some of you, as it's a general reading, so it's not for everybody, but maybe this is a message for some of you this week to check in to see how chaotic things have become, or how noisy life has become. Maybe there's distractions. Maybe there's just a lot of mental stuff going on, right? Meaning like problem solving and what if and how and when, and maybe there's fears that's coming up. Or, maybe you are an earth angel that's really gotten through a lot of that, and maybe you will guide others in intuition, or maybe you will inspire others as you use your own intuitive guidance, and you'll inspire others to follow the path of the nuggets that their own intuition and their messages give. So I feel like these messages are multifaceted. Like there's so many of you that are on different, it's like I'm seeing like the map of the earth, and so many of you are on different continents in different places doing different things, but you're all on the map. Like you're all one, and you're all having different experiences which are contributing to the transformative energy that's happening on this planet. So I cannot say it enough that when you shift, when you do your healing, when you do your inner work, your vibration shifts, you elevate. And then you naturally, by default, elevate and shift the energies around you. And so when you feel good, the people around you feel good. And when they feel good, the people around them feel good. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be happy all the time. That's unrealistic. But when you're doing your inner work, when you're really building that strength in your relationship with God, and your relationship with the divine, and your relationship with the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom, and being able to see the unseen, and you're becoming empowered, and that hit of, I see this guidance, I see these messages, things are coming into alignment, I'm in sync, I'm dialed in, I'm in the vortex, whatever you want to call it. When you feel that energy, radiate that energy, this is how you become a magnet for more of those things. And in turn, it empowers you in your confidence, your self-esteem, your worth, your value. So again, just check in to see like Freya was saying earlier, check in to see the experiences you're having. Are you feeling lit up by them? Are you feeling inspired by people, places, things, and ideas that are around you? Or are you feeling tired and depleted and drained? Now, that doesn't mean those people or those energies are bad, and I'm not saying that judgment is good either, or criticism or blame or any of that, or shaming it's just an observation saying, you know what? I get it, you're in this space, but I know what I want, and I know how I want to feel, so I'm going to go that way, and again, so you're now learning how to be emotionally stable, and using your voice, and communicating, and setting your boundaries, and it's all coming from this deep abyss, psychic insight, inner desires, intuition. I mean, oof, good stuff. And of course, I'm channeling these for the first time. I'm seeing the messages that are coming up, and I'm getting guidance. So I'm kind of like in this, I'm like rapid fire, but you also too may want to pause the readings at the end when the cards are displayed and sit with it and saying, what more messages, looking at colors, looking at numbers, looking at the pictures or the creatures that are coming out, or the experiences of the cards themselves, right? That also too is important. And that's another way that you can connect with your intuition. All right, so what are you being what are you being gifted with this week? Odin, and I'm going to include Freya because why not? Odin and Freya, divine masculine, feminine. What are the earth angels being gifted with this week with these experiences they're having? So fun. That's too many. Let's just... All right, so we'll do these two. gifted with this week? Teaching and learning. I love it. 5 is all about change, right? Change, transformation, endings, completion, right? And we have the 7 again, right? Going deep within, teaching and learning. So as you're having experiences, it's like, so this is the EarthAngel way. It's like as you learn something, you teach it. You learn something, and I mean not by a book, not by a class. I mean when you learn something through an experience, there's wisdom that comes from it, right? When you can see something that's multifaceted, maybe you get inspired by a construction zone, or maybe you had an experience that really sparked inspiration, or it sparked like an aha moment or an awareness. That's what I'm talking about, teaching, learning and teaching. Because really, anybody can read a book and just share what they just read, but the divine is calling you to have experiences, to be present, to be aware of how you're growing, how you're seeing messages, how you're inspired by the divine, or divine by these experiences, and even your challenges. There's so many layers in adversity and your challenges and restrictions and that feeling of discomfort and being squeezed. There's so much wisdom in it if you give it space, if you give it patience, if you give it time. And friends, I am certainly one that can get caught up in the moment and woe is me, and why is this happening again? And I've just learned over time that there's always wisdom that comes from it. So I have really great support that reminds me, right, to pull out of the abyss, pull out of the quicksand, and being able to look at things from a different perspective. And so when you're able to do that in pause and stillness and nothingness and rest, right? And quiet and surrender, when you're able to do that in space, right? In space, you see the wisdom, right? You see the wisdom, and it doesn't matter how old you are. There's old souls, there's young souls, everybody's having experiences. And I feel like you're being gifted with wisdom, and you're learning through experiences and challenges and adversity, and it's that which you'll teach. It's that through your storytelling that will inspire others to live their lives, right? This is why, I have a podcast. I do have a link in the notes below this video, but I have a podcast where I've shared all my angel stories, and I've shared how they've worked with me and how they've shown up in my life, and I just have had so many wonderful messages from people that inspired them to have experiences with the angels, right? And then also too with these videos, it inspires so many of you to pull out your oracle cards, to pull out your decks, to get inspiration, right? And it's through your own experiences that inspires you to share with others, right? There's a wisdom, there's a wealth of wisdom that within you that we haven't even scratched the surface with, because the gods have been protecting this energy. And so now so many of you have shown reverence, you've shown humility. You know that saying, many are called, few are chosen. Well, the earth angels on this planet who have shown up into their dedication of love and have learned about their boundaries and accessed intuition and really have been faith-filled and being of service and, really gotten through tough times and making adjustments in your life, you're going to be able to use that experience and being able to empower others who are awakening on a mass level, right? They're gonna need the basics. But remember, not the basics that was like 5 years ago, because that was so 5 years ago and a totally different energy, right? So it's the now, and this is why I feel like you're being called to the present moment, to be able to go within and being able to make adjustments kind of on the fly, right? Based on, I feel this pull, I need to do this, right? So again, being mindful of how you're under influence and how you're under inspiration. And we all have both, right? It's just when the influence becomes dictator, or it comes like it pulls us from our quality of life, and we ended up serving the 3D world and getting consumed by it. So the other thing that you're being gifted with this week is number 22. 22 is have faith. This is insanity. Oh my gosh, please, if you're feeling that, oh my God, I gotta catch my breath. Like, if you're feeling what I'm feeling, hit that like button, just so I know we're all on the same page. This is so funny. 22. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read the book on this, because maybe there's something I'm missing that needs to be said. Woo. So if you're loving this as much as I am, give me some emojis in the comments, or high fives, or prayer hands, or okay. So this card says, this card encourages you to trust your inner guidance and to embrace the intuitive wisdom that resides within your soul. Also, too, friends, if you know somebody that can benefit from this magic, I mean, you can't deny how this is unfolding here. Please share this. I mean, I think, you know, I'm so grateful for how things have expanded in my life, because you share me with your friends, or you share this energy, you share these experiences with your friends and your loved ones, and I just appreciate it so much. But if you do know somebody that can benefit, please share it with them. You know, I would love for these messages just to get out, to reach the people who are stuck or are struggling, who, you know, haven't awakened yet to this energy vibration. And things like this, and they happen the way they happen, is like the universe is like, this is like the mic drop here. I need to gather my energy. I'm getting like I can't even describe the word. I'm getting excited. It says, by drawing this card, anyway, coming back. By drawing this card, you're being urged to honor your sensitivity at all times and to prioritize your premonitions and your hunches above practicality and logic. I feel like this is like rapid fire. Things are going to be coming at us, right? In a good way, in a very good way. And also to understand that you may have options. You know, if one thing doesn't work out, maybe something else will come up. I mean, how beautiful to say, hey, I could do a little bit of this and a little bit of that and have options. It says, this isn't a time to be influenced by others' opinions. I just said that, right? Or to betray your inner guidance in order to fit in. Instead, you must trust your intuition, for it will never let you down. Period. So again, if you are having to make decisions, if, you know, you're feeling like this doesn't feel right to me, pull back, you know, don't be afraid to say to somebody, let me get back to you, or I'm not sure yet. Let me take a moment and check in. Let me call you back. You know, if something is getting too built up, like, this is a really great way that you can pull out of the energy, especially with highly sensitive people and empathic people. It's so important for you to honor your boundaries in this way. Wow. I mean, verklempt. I think that's the word. I'm thinking like my big fat Greek wedding. I'm verklempt. I think that's how you say it. I'm verklempt. All right, so let's finish here. So overall moon messages. So this is overall message. I'm going to tap into briefly in case my power goes out and I can't do a reading right away. I am going to connect with the full moon in Aquarius energy and the energy we've been working with. And what is the overall message? What is the overall message for the Earth Angels this week? Okay, let's go with this one. New moon eclipse. Expect powerful change. Yes, please. That goes with the 5 here, right? We're in 5. Did I do all cards? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, I did all 5. Usually I think as more comes out, I usually feel like I have more cards. So expect powerful change. New moon energy here is bringing on the new, right? It's like calling in. It's the expansion and the growth of things. And I think it's interesting because we just dropped into the full moon energy and releasing. So you may be dumping this full moon in Aquarius. You may be dumping a lot of baggage, which is preparing you for new ideas, new energy, new inspiration. So make sure you kind of have like one of those little notebooks around, or journals, or I have an app on my phone where I voice record. Like, it's in a really easy locations on my phone, so I can just pick it up and I can just voice record, or even Siri if you have an iPhone. You can use Siri, or I'm sure Androids have a version of Siri, but you can always pick it up and say, remind me, or I need to, remind me of, or don't forget this idea, or just little notes. I also have a whole section of notes on my phone of things that I'm inspired by, and wisdom that has come up, little stories that I haven't been able to do anything with yet. So try to keep a log of the rapid nuggets that are going to be coming at you, the opportunity, the experiences. Just because you receive a download, just because you receive a hit or an idea or an aha moment, doesn't mean that you have to do it and act on it all right away. Save some for down the line. I definitely have stuff in it's kind of like strategic, and it's like set for the future. And I know I've got to work on this, and then this will lead to this, and then this will lead to this, and so on and so forth. There are many times throughout my career and my journey that I've wanted to do all the things all at once. But take it from me, friends, when your energy is spread into multiple different directions, it's really impossible to just really grow anything. For example, I was working on growing a relationship, growing a business, my personal growth, friendships, and I remember at that point in my life, it was just like I was failing at everything. Like, everything was messy, and I was just like half whating everything, and I thought I knew what I was doing, and I realized I knew nothing. And so I had to kind of take a big time out and take a break from everything and recalibrate and do some inner healing and get to know myself and who I was at that time in my life, without all the roles that I was playing: teacher, student, coworker, boss, friend, daughter, girlfriend, sister, aunt, all those roles, right? So, maybe you're in this space where you're releasing this baggage and you're getting more in touch with the essence of who you are as an individual in this energy right now. And from there, maybe that's where things start changing for you. And so it almost feels like, you're marching to the beat of your own drum. And so there's not going to be many people who are going to understand your vision. And sometimes when we share our vision with people who don't get it, it just gets more frustrating, right? So go to your guides, go to your angels, go to your the gods and goddesses, Odin and Freya, and whatever you're working with, go to that vibration with the divine feminine, with your own intuition, and sit with it, right? Gathering support, gathering energy for you to sustain as you move forward into the unknown, the unseen, and the uncertain, because that's where the magic happens, friends. Take it from me. Life happens when you're busy doing other things. All right, on that note, there's nothing more that I can say that hasn't been said 5 million times already. So let me close space for this week. Let me thank all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you this week. I want to thank Odin and Freya for showing up, and I'm going to ask that any healing that was started today continue for as long as it needs to be done in mind, body, spirit, and emotions in all ways. All right, friends, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your interactions. Thank you so much for your kind energy, just being here and just showing up. I love that, we're connecting and we're expanding, especially in the world that we're living in right now. The world needs your bright light, so take care of it. And because of that, I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine, trust your intuition, and I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.